Welcome friend, I'm so happy that you're here. I'm Agatha and today we're going to figure out how much we can crochet for an yet undetermined amount of time. Basically, I kind of went MIA during the month of July. Right now it is July 22nd and I need to catch up. So the last video that I uploaded was my Baba Tee tutorial, which is a modification for a hexagon cardigan but making it into a button-up shirt, and that took a lot longer than I was hoping, and it took up a lot of mental capacity, which means that I missed my upload date that was coming up after that, and then we went on a vacation to Alaska, which I was originally thinking like maybe I could vlog. Very early into the trip, I realized that I did not want to have to worry about having my phone out and taking videos all the time and try to vlog. But that does mean that I do have several whips that I've been working on that are very close to being done. So I'm hoping that we're going to be able to finish at least 2 whips and then maybe start a new one. We're going to find out. So the first whip that I wanted to talk about was this blanket that I've been working on for the past 3 or 4 weeks. So this blanket was me trying to use Red Heart all-in-one granny square yarn, which if you've been to my channel before, you might know I do enjoy a lot. But for some reason, I could not get gauge with this yarn. For some reason, this lot is a lot thicker than the other Red Heart all-in-one yarns that I've used before. Like, I've compared it, like the yarns, side by side. This is quite a bit thicker. So it was just making my hands hurt, and what is crochet if not an enjoyable hobby? And if I am hurting my hands, it is no longer enjoyable. I ended up using an 8mm crochet hook to make this, and I don't know why I decided to do a corner to corner blanket. That's just kind of what worked out. So this is not quite a lemon stitch. I don't remember what the pattern is called. It's probably on the screen already as I'm talking about it. I really cannot remember what video, like who I saw talking about this. I had never heard about this before, but I really like the idea of making a quillow or a quilt pillow. Obviously this is not a quilt, so then it would be a blanket pillow. But yeah, it's just like, if you've never heard of this concept before, it's basically a blanket that has a pocket in it that, you know, you can just fold up your blanket and shove it into the pocket and it becomes a little pillow. When you wanted a blanket, you just take it out, lay it flat. This is just a vibes project right now. So the second project that I want to work on for this video is another one of my Baba tees, and apparently it's not in my project bag. So I'll be right back. So on my trip to Alaska, I obviously brought 2 projects, and one of them is another Baba tee, but it's inspired on this really cute top that I bought a couple of months ago that I am genuinely obsessed with. This is from the brand, I think it's pronounced Altered State, which apparently is a very Christian, probably little trad wifey type of brand, but we're gonna ignore that. This is a very cute top. I am making it off of these measurements, and I ran out of yarn while I was in Alaska, which is fine. That's why you've got to bring 2 projects on every trip. But yeah, I have 1 hexagon completely done, and the other one is like halfway done. And for this, I am using Aunt Lydia's crochet thread that I've literally owned for so freaking long. And by so freaking long, I mean like maybe 5 years or 4 years, because that's when I started crocheting. But yeah, it was one of the first yarns that I bought, and I still had it basically intact. So I am really, really glad to finally be putting it to use. Apparently in Japanese, the word for aunt is oba. So then this is my obaba tea. I love a good punny name for projects. It's just my favorite to come up with punny names. And actually for my blanket, I decided to call it the water lemon pillow blanket. Oh, because the colorway is called watermelon and the stitch is inspired by the lemon stitch. So yeah, I don't know. I like giving my projects fun little names. And anyway, this is way too warm. I'm taking this off right now. But I've been yapping for long enough. I'll probably be throwing in here some clips of our trip to Alaska because I did try to take some videos, and honestly, Alaska is such a beautiful place. It's kind of crazy to think that places like Alaska actually exist, but they do. So yeah, we had an absolutely incredible time, not just because of all of the beautiful scenery, but also it was very nice to escape from the 90-degree weather that we've been experiencing here in Minnesota. So it's 90 Fahrenheit or like 30 Celsius. It's really, really hot. Yes, I grew up in Latin America, very close to the equator, but at this point, my body cannot really handle that level of heat anymore, I guess. I just really, really enjoyed the weather in Alaska. It was consistently between, right around like 55 Fahrenheit, which I think is about 15 Celsius. So it was so nice. It was the perfect weather. Honestly, we were so lucky about the weather. And we were also very lucky to not be that close to the earthquake that happened while we were there. But yeah, we had an absolutely incredible time. The views are gorgeous, the place is gorgeous, the people are great, the food is great, and spending time with family is everything at the end of the day. And we created some very beautiful memories. So I think I've talked long enough to have put in there some clips of Alaska. I hope you enjoyed it. And let's get started with working on our whips. Hi friends, it is time for an update. So as you saw, we went to Michael's. Basically, I know for a fact, I'm like 99% sure, and the 1% that's left is because I'm so confused that at this point, I don't know if I can trust myself, but I was so certain that I had extra of this Aunt Lydia's crochet thread yarn. I've looked everywhere and I cannot find it. So I had to go get more. Thankfully, it was just $5.99. But of course, I didn't walk away with a $5.99 receipt. I did end up buying this yarn also, which is pretty pricey actually. It's been a minute since I've bought yarn at full price. Yarn is freaking expensive. The Michaels that we went to is one of the ones that's closest to me, and it is still like 45 minutes away. So of course, I mean, duh, I bought these. And the main reason why I bought them is because they're about 60% cotton and 40% acrylic. There's really not a lot of yarn in Michaels that is not just mainly acrylic or polyester. Nothing against it, I just have way too much. I don't need more. So they're so freaking beautiful. This one is coming out maybe too grayish on camera, but in person it is purples and blues and it is very, very beautiful. I don't know what it is, but ever since I made my 6-star blanket, now all I can think about is making more 6-star blankets. I just really, really, really like that pattern and I really, really, really like the way that it comes out. But we're not going to be working on that right now. Right now, I am still working on the pocket for my pillow blanket, my quillow. And I struggled a lot with deciding what yarn to use. I do have these Karen 1 pounds. I have it in that blue and I have it in pink. And this yarn already has blues and pinks. So why not make kind of like a starburst, sunburst? I don't know what they're called. Situation. So I have 4 of these attached right now. I have 4 more, so it's gonna be 4 by 2, and that should work. If you watched my video when I was making the cover for my office chair, you'll know that I made something similar to this. And if there is one thing that I've learned from that project, is to make it smaller than you think it needs to be, because it will stretch out. And I think we should be able to finish that today. So let's get started. Hi guys, today's Friday. It is the 1st of August. Happy August. I'm not gonna lie. I know that it feels like the summer is just slipping away, but I can't say that I hate it. I feel like I've been in a little bit of a slump. Sorry, I just kind of came out of nowhere and now I'm gonna start yapping, I guess. I feel like I've been in a bit of a slump, honestly, with my crocheting and vlogging. Honestly, I'm not like the biggest of fans with vlogging because I don't know, I feel like I always need to do my makeup and I don't know, spend a lot of time worrying on whether I am capturing things or not. But also, it's just been so freaking hot. It's been so freaking hot. Maybe I just don't function very well in the heat. And part of the reason why it's been so hot is because I did not realize that earlier in the spring, our electricity provider automatically enrolled us in a savings program that would continuously turn off and on our AC during peak hours, which meant that the house always felt hot. The AC was never able to get up to an acceptable temperature inside of the house. And we've been having some actually not awful days lately. And also I figured out that we were automatically enrolled in that savings program and I got us off it. So things have been a lot better lately. So I wanted to give you an update on where things are. I've been kind of procrastinating, not feeling super emotionally invested on the projects that I was already working on. It doesn't help that this is black, and it's like it kind of feels pointless to show this on camera because you can't see what the heck I'm doing. Like, does it even matter for me to show this to you right now? It's looking pretty nice. So I must have mentioned that I had to go to Michael's to buy more of the Aunt Lydia's because I could have sworn that I had more. Actually, I think that I might have just used it and maybe I forgot. So I had to get a whole other ball of it. Tell me why it looks like this already. I am so scared that I'm going to run out, which I realistically don't think I'm going to run out, especially considering that I was able to get 1.25 hexagons made with just one of these. So I know that I have enough to finish this project, but that is terrifying. Like, it's terrifying. There is really not that much left in here. So what I have to do left, like still, is to make a little bit of a border on one of the sleeves. I already did it on one of them, so I just have to do the other. And then I have to make the button band and the collar. I am so scared. I feel like I'm going to run out. If I run out, I'm not buying more. Like, this yarn is not very expensive. It's just like $5.99 a ball. So, you know, it's not like the worst thing in the world. But also, the whole point why I wanted to make it with this yarn is because it's all cotton. It's very thin. But also because I already had it in my stash. I just wanted to do a little bit of stash busting. Is that so much to ask? So, I just logged off of work. It's Friday. My husband works till really late tonight, so I have the afternoon all by myself, and one of my favorite YouTubers just posted an hour-long video. So I am so excited to sit my butt on the couch, make myself a little fun drink, and keep working on this. And maybe I'll show you this also. An update on the other project that we were working on. This is the blanket. I was making the pocket for it. This is what the pocket looks like. All of the ends are sewn in. It looks so beautiful. I actually love the way that these look. So anyway, let's go make a fun little drink. Let's see how much I'm able to finish on my obaba tea today. And yeah, I hope that wherever you are, whatever day it is, whatever weather it is where you are, I hope that you're having a good day. Alright friends, it is Friday, 4 p.m., August 8th. It is time for me to finish this dang blanket so I can wrap up this dang blog. And I was really wanting to post this tomorrow on Saturday, and I'm pretty sure that is not happening anymore. Such is life. I think that the reason why I've been postponing finishing this blanket, first of all, because it is the first corner-to-corner blanket I've ever made, and I didn't realize that the corners can become pretty distorted. So I tried really hard to block it out, and I'm not entirely sure I was able to successfully do that 100%. I think that it is as rectangular as it will ever get. I don't know, I feel like I'm just kind of worried that this is not gonna come out perfect. I need to just come to terms with the fact that it will most likely not be perfect and learn to live with it. So, I'm gonna stop talking and get to it, and please cross your fingers for me because I'm gonna need it. All right, let's do this. Alright guys, I think that this blanket is finally done. So this is what it looks like. I already finished weaving in all of the ends, and I also tied these little ties because I think that it will be like a duvet cover. If you've ever used a duvet cover before, you'll know that they'll have like these little ties that you can tie the corners of your duvet in it. So the purpose of these ties is so that I can tie the opposing corners of the blanket. And now that they're tied, I can pull this through. So you grab the corner of the pocket and pull it through like that. And that way the corners are tucked in like really deep in there. And then I grab this part of the blanket, kind of fold it in like that. This is really hard to do while trying to record, but once it's folded in like that, then I can put it through the pocket. So this is what it looks like. It's a little bit bunched up. It looks like I still have some ends I need to weave in, but this looks so freaking good. I'm so happy with this. And one of the reasons why I thought that making a quillow would be a really good project for me is because I cannot sleep if I don't have a very flat pillow. So every time my husband and I go on a trip anywhere, I'm always really worried that wherever we'll spend the night, it will have too fat of a pillow for me to use, and then I cannot sleep. And then when I want to use it, I just unfold it like this, and then undo the tying of the corners. And then I think that while it's like this, I can still like put the ties in the pocket so that they're not just like, I don't know, gathering dust or whatever. But anyway, that is the quillow. I'm really, really happy that this is done, and I'm really glad that it actually works. And here is what the Obaba tee ended up looking like. I don't hate it. I think that the reason why I don't absolutely love it is because I feel like it does need a collar. It just looks a little naked. Without it, it just doesn't hit the same. But once I actually add the collar, I do think that this is going to be really, really nice to wear. But that's going to be all for this video. I don't know if I am feeling like I am coming out of my weird little slump that I was in, but I am very excited about the project that I'm working on right now. The Minnesota State Fair is going to be happening in a couple of weeks, and that is my absolute favorite time of the entire year. I'm so freaking excited. So that is what my next couple of videos are going to be about. So if that sounds interesting to you, then please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel, and I hope that I will see you in the next one. Até a próxima. Ciao!